Welcome to the Voice of the Student podcast, where real student stories meet the science of well-being, energy, and learning. Hi, I'm Dr. Kelley Spence, a well-being specialist, education advocate, and author of The Voice of the Student, here to help reimagine education so that teachers are better resourced, students are truly seen, and classrooms become places where both can thrive. This space is dedicated to you, our hardworking teachers and educators, offering grounded, science-backed, energetically aware strategies to support your well-being so your classroom can better meet and exceed the needs of your unique 21st century students. So take a breath, settle in, and let's explore how caring for your nervous system, your intention, and your energy is one of the most powerful ways to transform education from the inside out. Everything in this movement to reimagine education for both teachers and students rests on a simple truth. When we regulate the adult nervous system first, we create the conditions for adolescent brains to feel safe enough to learn, take risks, and engage more fully in the education experience. When your body is grounded and your energy is intentional, you can design a classroom that works with, not against, the teenage brain. So well-being and learning rise together. In student interviews and surveys, homework often showed up as a major source of stress. Late nights, lost sleep, and a constant sense of never being caught up. Many students shared with me that by the time they finished practices, jobs, family responsibilities, and assignments from multiple classes, there was very little left of them. For you, homework can also mean hours of grading, chasing missing assignments, and managing conflict around zeros and late work. When both students and teachers are overwhelmed by homework, it's a sign that the system, not the people, needs recalibrating. Before giving homework, I want you to try running it through 3 simple questions. 1. Does this deepen learning, or is it busy work? If students can complete it mindlessly, or if it mostly proves compliance, it may not be worth the time and stress. 2. Does it assume resources or support not all students have? Consider access to technology, quiet space, and adult help. And number 3, could this outcome be achieved during class instead? Sometimes shifting practice or reflection into class time supports both learning and well-being. These questions are not about eliminating all homework. They're about aligning what you assign with what actually supports brains, bodies, and lives. If you're curious about what homework looks like when it's actually designed for student wellness and engagement, Module 4 of the Engaged Classroom course is all about unique homework strategies that work in real schools, with real time limits, and with real students. So here are a few ways homework can support well-being instead of undermining it. First is short, targeted practice that focuses on one key skill, rather than long packets or pages of repetitive problems to solve. Next, reflection points. These help students integrate what they learned into their real lives. Use the prompt, describe ways you might use this concept we learned today in the real world. This sparks deeper reflection and student creativity, both supportive of better learning outcomes. Next, choice-based tasks, where students select from a menu of options. This reinforces student autonomy and personal empowerment. And finally, occasional rest nights with no homework assigned to honor busy seasons, testing weeks, or school-wide stress. You might also consider a policy where homework is intended to take a specific, realistic amount of time and explicitly invite students to stop if they reach that time and communicate with you. This offers you deeper insights into where they may be struggling and offering various supportive resources or pairing students up to collaborate and support one another. So why not try a 1-week experiment? For 1 week, choose one class and intentionally reduce or redesign their homework. Maybe you shorten one assignment, maybe you replace one homework task with an in-class practice, or offer one reflective or choice-based homework instead of a traditional worksheet. Then ask your students, how did this week's homework feel different? Did it help, hurt, or stay the same in terms of your stress and learning? Then reflect and take note of what you learned over the course of the week, about them and about yourself, and be willing to reevaluate your usage of homework in your classes moving forward. Homework is one of the loudest places where stress shows up in school, and one of the quietest places we often question. When you bring a well-being lens to homework, you're not lowering standards. You're honoring human limits and aligning learning with how real brains and real lives actually function. You're allowed to ask, is this helping, or is it just what we've always done, and adjust accordingly. Thank you for spending this time with the voice of the student. Here, teacher well-being is not an afterthought, it's the foundation. When the adult nervous system is grounded, classrooms become safer, more human spaces where the adolescent brain can finally exhale, engage, and thrive. If this episode sparked ideas for your classroom, share them below. And imagine what's possible with a step-by-step roadmap and a community of educators doing this work alongside you. Head over to thevoiceofthestudent.com to learn more about my foundational self-paced online course, The Engaged Classroom, and my educator training, the Reimagined Educator Method, both designed to help you transform the teacher-student experience with science-backed tools, intentional classroom energy, and sustainable habits that work in real schools with real students. If this episode supported you, please like, subscribe, and follow The Voice of the Student and share it with one teacher friend. Together, we can elevate the student-teacher experience, one nervous system, one class, one student, one teacher, and one school at a time. Your energy, your intention, and your voice matter more than you know. So listen, innovate, and educate. And thanks for listening and all that you do. Until next time on The Voice of the Student.